Gas, need that cash, man. I'm on it when they go. Well, they are. They better. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I got this weird mother call me about some goofy stuff. I was like, man,
about what?
It was some damn electric. I was like, man, trust me, bro. I ain't call you people, and I ain't put you down to call me, and then I got it, and then check it out, and then I got another. No, I got another number. No, it was not that. No. I got another number. I called that number back. Nobody answered. I said, wait, they trying to get my information from my phone call. I said, these idiots over here, man. They're so stupid, man. If they knew some of the things going on in the world, they wouldn't be bothered. Dad, what's up, beloved? All right, fam. Yes, sir. Can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up, man. Oh, let me check now. Make sure this. Okay. I'll cut you off for a second. Now you come back on. Oh, yeah. That's good. Yes, Lord. T-Bone like, yo, man, bump that up, do that. I know that's right. I need to be going to that one with you too, man. Yes, bro. Oh yeah, Tay. Yeah, I told him the 9 o'clock we gotta go over there to the what you call it. I got paid $119, something. They talking about 40% off for the storage facility, right? And then from there we go get the U-Haul, and then we go over there and get all our stuff and then take it over to the, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Dad, what's up? I love it. What's cracking? What's cracking? I gotta get my afternoon tobacco. I ain't had nothing since this morning. I spent that stuff about like 15, 20 minutes after the live. I was like, I've been drinking water like I'm retarded. I need some ice though. We got ice now. Which call it? Yeah, man. Oh, man, what did I do? Oh, here we go. T just showing me some things I ain't know about. You know what I mean? He over there. He about to head out to this other job joint. They got a lot of things over here. But like I said, we just dumping. You know, I don't want to dump a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So you know, this thing they're doing. I was letting T know, but because it's funny. But it's actually illegal. And you know we had to research stuff. So whenever you go to get a job and they want to search yourself online, it is actually illegal. It is very illegal. But you know, we're dealing with a system. And I'm gonna say this, Trump is pushing, he's supported by Zionists and white, what do you call it? The white nationalist movement. Racism is created by the Zionists. And y'all see that now what's happening in Palestine. But it was created. Theodore Hertz, so all of them signed on, and they're the ones that created it and proportionally pushed it. The problem with that is, and I'm not a big speaker on this goofy stuff because to me it's the lowest of low and the stupid of stupid. It works because when you have people who have not really nothing other than skin color and some straight hair, which they're very scientists and doctors show you that straight hair is actually not good. But we're not here to convey that. I'm pointing out things that is factual, that's researchable, that's created by them. So everything that I'm ever going to speak on is on there. And then you'll see what I'm going to say about Charlie Kirk. Something's very suspicious, something's very weird. I want to say something without saying a whole lot, but I'm going to give you emotions and I'll point to things that some of you are ex-military, some of you may have worked in the police department, some of you probably hunted, and you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about because I went and looked at the video, a close-up. Everybody's aware that there was more shooters that took down Kennedy, more than you can even imagine. You know the fall guy is one of their operatives. Came out here, right? When I looked at it, he got shot in his shirt and it went out. It looked like it came from down. I'm not saying it came from down, because you got to remember, he went up and he mentioned the gangs, something about the gangs. He didn't even go to put it down. He just lowered it. And you remember those two guys, those hand signals, especially one in the black with the hand to the side? That means shot. He's letting somebody out there know that shot's imminent danger. The other guy with the brim touch his face, that means, I forget the hand signals, ex-Army Marines, y'all should know, isn't that kind of alluding to take the shot like it's all ready? And if it came from 200 yards on a rooftop and where he was sitting at, could the shot have came? But it came, I don't know the angle because I haven't seen, I looked at one picture of the building and the thing. I can tell you it came in and went out. Anytime, for those who know, when you shoot an animal, right, depending on the round, now Full Metal Jacket is going to go right through. That's why they always want you to use hollow points in your house. They even have home defensive rounds for your AR. It's got a hollow. I can show you one, but I don't want to do that on here. I have them, but they got the little hole. I got the ones with the Teflon, blah, blah, and I got hot loads. Over 77 grams. Like, they can reach out and touch you. Like, very far away. Like 1,000 yards and beyond. Like, way beyond. Like, 5,000. I mean, they can reach out and touch you. Anyway, with an 18-20-inch barrel. But anyway, I saw the shirt. You know what I mean? And the mic, right? And I'm like, wait a minute. I could have sworn it was right here, but it seemed like it came out. It makes a pinhole, right? And it blows out. Something ain't right. Now, I've got the video, and I've been looking, I'm not going to show it to you. I've been looking it over and over and over, and I'm like, I've enlarged it, the whole shebang, right? I can't, I know what I'm looking at. I know exactly what I'm looking at, all right? But I can't truly make heads of it. I enlarge it, I watch it. Something is not right. So I'm only saying that if you get the time and you have the video downloaded, there's so many different angles, very up close. I mean, literally, one guy was right there, the video's out there. That's the one I utilized and I zoomed in on it. 16, whatever. And let me tell you something, man. It was one shot. I've got to look at the University of Utah. I've got to look at the angles where he said at the building. It's already seen because the guys, they got him on footage in black, in a prone position before he shot, and when he's running after the shot with a bag on. That's some sniper shit. Yes, anybody can go out there and learn how to shoot distance. It's a reality, anybody can. But that was two. And then the two guys behind him, those hand signals. I don't know, man. I'm not big on Charlie Kirk. I like watching some of his things because I'm, you know, objectively constructive. I like to be objective and look at things and study people. He said a lot of dumb things, but you know how that is. I guess we got some of the consortiums in here watching who can't hit the like or anything. And if you're gonna be in here and you're all tactical and shit, just watch it. And subscribe, like and subscribe. It's cool. I'm not trying to figure it out. It is what it is. I don't care. This is the world that they've created. They love the chaos and the stupidity and everything else. They love supporting fake asses and frauds. That's their business. So what? So do everybody else. And when I was sitting there teaching my Damu and Paru that they're based on two ancient monoliths of demons, and y'all believe it's, you know, getting everything to acting after the Black Panther movement, whatever, right? Those are feds that created that and pushed that nonsense. You think people are smarter and not as stupid as they are. And the fact that a lot of them steeped in Satanism, you know? I think it's, I'm not gonna say nothing because, you know, then y'all be like, I thought you was about the light and you about righteousness. There's a balance, all right? Well, I was looking at the video, and I was watching this one Navy SEAL pointing it out, but I was saying a lot. They're kind of intelligent when it comes like, don't say a lot. But I was like, no, but it's factual. And I had to see it for myself. And I had missed me, because you know, it's what it is. I was like, holy snizzle. Somebody's got a point. And I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And I watched it a few more times. They all in there being nosy, and I'm like, damn it. Somebody's actually got a point, I guess. But, not to be jumping the gun, in no way in shape, fashion, or form is it okay what has happened. Okay? And now you know who they want to bring in. The little, what's his name? Vince, what's the little Mexican, whatever his name is? The little Mexican Jew. The one that talk all the smack. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about? What's that? What's the little? I actually talked about him too. Not because I want to, but because he's front and center stage, I guess. I don't know. What's that guy? I think I got his video. I got a lot of videos. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of these videos. There's a bunch of idiots to me, but what was his name? Instagram. When he gave that little, wow. Okay. And someone say, do you support this madness? Y'all know where I stand. Of course I do. Why? Because I want to get to the next place. That's all. That's all I can say. Can't say nothing else. And they're gonna help me get there. All right. What was that guy's name? What's the Mexican guy's name? Did they hijack the live, man? I mean, I'm not saying nothing too credulous or anything. Stop moving like you're dim with it. I forget the guy's name. You know, the one that was talking about blacks and everything. Is the guy in Chicago, the little gay guy in Chicago. Whether he's gay or not doesn't matter to me. I don't have no hate for the homosexuals or lesbians. No hate. Protected them. My sister's married, married on one, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. My godfather was gay. All right. So, I forget the guy's name. Vince. Hey, T, what was that Mexican guy's name in Chicago that took all that shit? What's his name? We're talking about the intelligent one, you know. Vince. I forget his damn name. I'm turning this damn AC off, man. God damn. Burn up gas and all that noise. But anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about, I guess, maybe. I don't know. So they're now claiming that makes room for him. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, more power to it. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Pastor Jim. Howdy. Yo, Deb, you still there? Because we got a whole lot of them's watching, I guess, whatever. Background check. Looks so long. Yep. 65 here, only 3 likes. Yeah, that's crazy. That's some weird stuff. They can't help themselves, man. You know how it is when you become that corrupt and you doing bloodlust shit and all. You think you're getting away with it. Anyway, not that I give 2 rats asses, but it's pretty interesting. I was watching it, and something it's you can see it for yourself if you go and watch it. I was just watching. I was like, damn. I actually had some idiots. Someone that's a squib and all this. I was like, oh, somebody let them say what they want. It's all fun. But yeah, y'all might want to look at it, and I could be wrong. Whatever. But check it out for yourself. All right, pretty interesting. All right. Now on the other hand, this phone's going to get hot here in a minute. The other dilemma, I guess you could call it that, is all the mass shootings, the individuals behind it. And then all of a sudden now you got, again, the one or two token Negro, blacks or whatever you want to call them in certain places, who all of a sudden do something to change the trajectory and get all back. Oh, what about the Ukrainian white woman and that? Well, come to find out. Well, I'm not going to say nothing on that. I got to do a little more research. Who are sponsors and what was going on with that. She should have never been hit. He should have never done what he did. But there's something behind that. There's something behind that. Then you got a number of other things going on that are pretty, you know what I mean? And I don't want to start getting into each one of those. But there's a lot of dumb racists in costume doing a lot of dumb shit. And you would figure by now, and there's a lot of individuals who are learning some things what they're capable of. They're learning that they can arrest a federal fucking. They're learning the things that they should have knew long ago if it wasn't for these misguided, goofy-ass teachers and professors. And some of them have left the country. Do y'all know that? It's a beautiful thing. I got a friend. I can't say nothing about him, but he used to contract. And he's like, yo, you know how many mercenaries are in America? We don't give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. This is not some arid country up in the hills and mountains to which we have. This ain't what people think. This ain't America. This is none of that shit. And most of our people are becoming very aware. And that's for the monkeys to play with. They walk around you all day, running down your streets, you don't know it, wearing shades, driving cars and Lamborghinis or whatever it is, all blacked out. That's their and your problem. These are the things that get people all like, you know what I'm saying? I got friends in Chicago. They let me know all kind of shit. They got brothers in uniform who are telling them, stay in the night, blah, blah, blah. Even though they're aware of other things to be done. There's a lot of goofy things going on. And let me tell you something. The Christian Zionists are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen in this world. The dumbest. Per se. Getting some of my pee fast for today. Oh shit. Yeah. Throw this in the garbage. There we go. I had to get my magnesium. Anyway, leftists looking for reasons that Charlie Kirk's murder isn't their fault. I know, I saw that too, Joy. Loveless, I saw that too, man. Like, what the heck? Yo, Lee, what's up, bro? I was like, Pastor Jim already said hi to you. Yeah, I just saw a bunch of that on Instagram. I heard somebody say, I don't got TikTok. The goofy female, the bitch, the ex-IDF bitch that controls that's been censoring us with her dumbass racist self. I think she's originally from Boston or New York, somewhere, fucking idiot, right? Who went over there, couldn't wait to kill some melanated people. Anyway, she controls TikTok, and I think she's got reprimanded for getting rid of a lot of us who we always share good information, and they're like, whoa, because she's real stupid. They love saying the nigger word over there now and all that dumb shit. So yeah, it used to get blocked by the Chinese or whoever it was controlling it, or maybe it was divisive. But they're saying there's a lot of information going on over there with leftists like, we ain't got nothing to do. I am so tired of all that dumb shit, but there's a reality, I guess. People are questioning the old bald-headed guy saying, I shot, it was me. What the fuck was he at the college campus listening to him speak? I mean, there's certain individuals I question. Now, I know there were parents of a lot of young people that were there who really wanted to hear what he had to say. You had the racists there, absolutely. You even had the token niggas, a whole bunch of them. But it's not against the goddamn law. That's what my thing is. The First Amendment you're not supposed to be preaching hate. Anti-Semitism against people who are not Semitic is not anti-Semitism. That is a way to convince you so they can keep doing the deplorable things while they're still poisoning you, everything else before they set upon you, which they set upon the world. They have told some Pelicans who told me themselves that they were told that the stuff being utilized won't harm them. But it still doesn't, and these ones told me this because they still see some of their people getting hurt by the same shit. I'm asking what's the blood type. Maybe it is a relation into something. And they stand by the fact that they're told. And then most spellskins that don't say nothing who know this, he says they're nothing but the enemy. There's so many things that are happening at so quick a time that when they said the New World Order was going to happen, it's going to happen because most of you are too stupid to realize and stop. Most of you are too dumb to come together as a collective and pursue other venues. Most of you are not saying things as they are because you're weak now. You're not trained up. You're not ready to handle what we called, what was it called in Germany when the real Adolf Hitler was breaching the first war when it was won before they brought America into it? Because Germany had already beat France and England and all that. They had won. They didn't take land or nothing. Poland belonged to them in the first place. It was the Bolsheviks that they were getting rid of that occupied Poland and Ukraine, created it. And people still don't want to hear that. They're what they call the hammer and the sickle, the vestige that is going to topple God. You know what I mean? Oh, to make MAGA people martyr. I don't know if Trump did. I don't know who did it. It doesn't, you know, it's crazy, as crazy as it sounds, you know what I'm saying? But my advice is don't come over here with left and right ideology. I don't care about that. But I hear you guys. I hear you. I loud and clear. I get it. I voted Republican all my last, what it is on my, here, I'll show you. They're not better than I can tell you. I have no problem. Because I am tired of all the goopy shit. It was on the other one. They took it off of this one. On this driver's license, it actually had that I was Republican. Well, you know, Republican, conservative. But they removed it. They got veteran here. They didn't put the stars on there because I said, don't you put those fucking stars on my goddamn driver's license. Because I plan on getting a CDL. Other than that, I get rid of this. I know I don't fucking need it. I know it. I didn't have it for a long time, y'all. I traveled everywhere, even though I was working for the government and fiat, and most of the time they said, well, you know, you don't need it because you have your green ID card. But anyway, so it used to be on here. Let me see. I thought it was. No? They actually took it off. And you gotta remember, not valid for official federal purposes. So that means driving and operating is not even supposed to be. But see, people don't know the law. They use the policies and procedures, not knocking them. And identification is good to have in a world that is corroborated with corruption and deviance, but it used to be on there. It's not on there now. So yeah, I've always voted Republican for the Republic, hoping they had the best but they don't. Now, if you go back in history up until 1940 or 50, you would see that it was the Democrats that was all the lynchings and everything, and occupying and stealing land, and our people fought back. They didn't get everything. But then our people, mass migrations started moving again, and that's part of who we are. And a lot of people don't know that we really didn't lose out. We changed direction and fate because the education system created a crux. It was crippling to us. The education system was what destroyed our people. Because before that, everybody learned trades. Everybody knew trades. Everything was trades, and we're very good at it. And that's why we invented a lot and you know. But most people don't know that too because they weren't taught that. If you're not giving something, you know, how do you know about it? You know? All right, the sun is hitting me. I'm turning the air on low. No, that mug is. Oh yeah, I could put my little silver thing up. Anyway, let me put it right here because I can't really see. Yeah, it fits my window. I got to take that down when I put it up. I'll put it right here on the edge, just so I can see you guys because I can't really see. Let's go up here again. I would advise you guys to go and check it out. Hey, Knucklehead, what's going on, beloved? Hey, Sherry, how you doing? What's going on, mama? My man said, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Y'all ain't got to hide that unless it's YouTube. I'm not supposed to say that stuff like that. But yeah, I hear you. I'm not going to say that. That's a little too, you know what I'm saying? But quick, Nikki, yeah, Trump planned it all. don't think he planned it. I think he's a ride along. He's the face of something and is pushing something, and he's not diverting from it. So that's not speaking out, you know, righteous. He's not. Okay, I have to change. It got hot. Okay, I have to change. It got hot. You know, I'm not against liberals or conservatives or liberals. I just know that liberals is a lie, and conservatism was created right after. It was created by the same people that created the Liberal Party. I actually got books on it. I read about it. Not just a historian. You know, the beautiful thing about having great grandparents, great grandparents, and great greats who know what happened, and they always told you. That's the beautiful thing. Not everybody was afforded that. Majority of people here who are very high spoken, they came since 1960s, 80s, 90s. Millions. They came literally then. They weren't here in the 1800s, 1920s, 30s, and 40s. When I was looking at numbers and I was showing you that up until 1940 and 50, we were the majority here, even though they were doing the goofy census. So the majority of our people didn't do census because they didn't have to. They're autochthonous. They were original to the land. But nobody knows this because what do they do in the education system? They change it, cheat, and teach lies. You know what I'm saying? My finger's still. Yeah, don't do that. Obium Munch. Unless that's, you know, they're just I got it. They'll just get rid of you. They get rid of you off the channel, bro. It's up to you. You have choice, right? Be to your choices. That's like the Talmud. When I taught, when they really made it, and I didn't have to read Arthur Custer's 13 Tribe. I told you there's several other books, even Benjamin's Facts and Facts. There's several up-teen books on this, written by them, not by anybody else. And then there's the books written by the people here. And in Germany and England, yes, the Parliament, there are books, tons of them, alluding to this fact. How do they not get taught? Because they're not in the education system, not part of curriculum. And then when people come around who know these things, who are like me, I'm a prolific reader. I mean, right now I'm trying to finish this up so I can go back and finish the last quarter of the Opium Wars. But this is pretty much, you know, in lieu of what's been happening. When you look at the Boxer Rebellion, Harmonious Fist and everything, because I studied Harmonious Fist. You know, I studied the 5 Ancestral Kung Fu with Grandmaster Cham Lee, who was the 5th grandson too. And he said, yeah, my great-great-great-great-grandpa was black in China. I was like, he said, yeah, he was a Shaolin monk. You can't, how do you make this up? And I actually showed you on YouTube. He's still in Miami doing 5 and acupuncture. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to say there's no way, you know, the crane fist or the praying mantis, there's no way you can lock. And he would show me why the Chinese got thick wrists. And then I started working on that and hitting the skis and building that ski muscle up. And I started realizing you can grab people and you can break with small bone breaking. You can break somebody's bone with the proper, even in the flexion of boxing, like counter boxing, you know, and the bob and the weave. And I started applying it. And when you apply it a whole bunch of times, you realize even from the, and I said, wait a minute, he's being honest. I was going to call Grandmaster Cam Lee a liar. Seafood, a liar. And I don't think that would have went well over for me. I don't care about all the street fighting. This guy had a way to hit you in the ankle and make you flip halfway around. And that, I'm not talking about people who do that. No, not that fake, goofy stuff. This guy was really something. So when he showed me that, I was like, and he got that build too, like you would think maybe African or black or whatever, right? And I said, you know, that's American Indian, right? He's like, I've been learning some stuff, but I don't know what this. And he was an honest individual. He is. He's still alive. He's open to any conversation. Intelligent philosopher. Oh, man, forget about it. Them Chinese cats, when they get into philosophy, man, forget about it. Whole nother level. They didn't have all the fluoride and crap, the clutter, everything. But they know, they're aware of a lot of things, you know? Can you please go over what is suspicious again? In the video footage, right? The Navy SEAL, he didn't say a whole lot. He says, I want you to look. And he didn't zoom in, but it was close enough. And then I remember the camera, the guy standing outside. So I went ahead and downloaded that, right? Actual footage. And I saw what he was showing, and he put a little mark around it, but you gotta have an eye for those who've been shot somebody, you know what I'm talking about. It's quick. Most people don't hang around. So I watched it, and when you can see that his shirt lifted. And that's not, you know, for those who ever use gel ballistics, and you shoot and you get the, you know what I'm saying? A 50 cal going by your head cause some serious trauma. but you can see this t-shirt lift. And I was like, what? Is the shot coming from down? Then I was like, well, I've got to go back now. I've got to go back and I got to look at 200 yards where the building was, where they saw the little figure in prone position. I got to see what's the level where he was sitting, kind of in front but above the people. I got to see, not to figure nothing now, I'm the magic bullet shit, but something is suspicious about it. And then the two guys behind it with the hand signals, that I have the little book on hand signals. It's good to practice if you're going to move together, or even grade men out, and some people recognize things, you know? So I remember the guy doing the face, and when I saw him do that, the brim, I was like, damn it, this guy over here, yeah, he's a shooter. Then the guy in the black shirt behind him, when he did that and crossed it, I said, wait a minute, no, they're part of a team. Why is he behind him? And then why is he putting his mic down? He's always known to talk with his mic, you know, and deal with people. And he looked like he was worried about something. Was Kirk willing? Was he created for that very thing? There's a lot of things people don't know about. Some suspicious stuff. I don't know. I'm not trying to figure nothing out. I just know that I see this, and I know most people are ignorant to what they see. And that's why I'm saying to you, y'all have a look and tell me what you see. Some of you are veterans. Some of you may be active. Some of you been maybe in the last one of your war. I've been a part of some of the things that are ongoing now. I don't know. I hate my business. I don't care. My thing is, it was something very suspicious. He was really shot. God dang. It looked like he was willing. It looked like he was groomed for it. The thing is, his talking points, the reason why I study and watch him, is based on Zionist ideology. In one facet or another. Charlie Kirk could have been identified as Spanish or even Irish or English. He could have identified a number of different things. Native American. There's a lot of things that factor in. But he was a father. Truman-like, is it real or not? I don't know. I'm not with the guy. I'm just saying everything played out in the media. There's so many caustic lies that push agendas, and the agenda has to be fulfilled. So, I mean, come on. Harvey Lee Oswald knew what he was doing, and he was ready to spill the beans because he realized, oh shit, I've been betrayed by my own teammates. A lot of things. I mean, you had two hitters who were working for the FBI, going to college, ready to go, and all of a sudden they're committing atrocities and being taken down that quick, and nothing else mentioned about them again. Is it all drama? Is it vaudeville? But that shot was real. I zoomed in very close, y'all. And when I looked at the t-shirt, and I was like, oh shit, you can't see the hole. That's, for those in the ghetto, y'all know about some shooting. I know I've seen, I don't even want to talk about how many shootings I've been witness to, right beside me, in the head, when it's probably meant for me. There's been so many shootings, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What was that? Oh yeah, they tell me inappropriate stuff they're not really putting up. Unfortunately, Trump wasn't next to Charlie when Charlie bled like, nah, you gotta cool out with that. Yo, we can't have that, yo. Thanks, knucklehead. We can't have that, yo. Yeah, I'm still put you in timeout because 24 hours. We can't have that over here. You can't do that. I don't care who you are, what you think you are. You know, I don't think the bot's that stringent to say dumb shit like that. Like, if you're a liberal retard, relax. All right. We're not going to do the bickering back and forth. On my platform, I don't care about neither party. All right. Hey, Nitzia, Shalom Akbar, Osana Mama. They said ricocheted off his vest and hit him in the neck. See, I'm gonna look, all right, because in that picture, it's hard for me. A level 3 is not gonna really stop a bullet. Level 3, 2 or 3 vests is not gonna stop a bullet. Stop a knife, yeah, but I'm gonna pull this up because I actually was gonna throw this. Sorry about that. It's the light. My apologies. Let me put it in right because I had Let me see, pull it. Let me see. Okay, I love the fact that you said that, because that's awesome right there. DZ, that I like stuff like that. That is powerful. So the FBI did not confirm if Kirk was wearing a bulletproof vest when he was shot, nor did Kirk's organization Turning Point. But then it says, when you look at Facebook and you look at Instagram and TikTok, new slow motion video appears to show bullet ricocheting off Charlie Kirk's bulletproof vest and into his neck. Very possible. And when I saw one of the guys, a Royal Marine, saying that they looked at it closely, everybody around the world, and it said it looked like it might have ricocheted. That's why I think that it could be possible. A level 3, you can get the certain kinds, different ones. You know, what's the guy who does YouTube? They made the bulletproof suit. What's the guy's name? Guy's pretty awesome. I follow him. They made a book. They make all the loaders and everything. Oh my God. Here, I'm gonna pull them up right quick. Oh, Snizzle. So Hacksmith Industries. So they did the bulletproof suit a couple years ago, right? Awesome. T-Bone. All right, so I'm gonna go and see if I can pull up the picture, okay? And hopefully get a large one, all right? And maybe we can see something there. Wow, it's at 22%. All right. See if I can pull the image up. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can see an actual good. They're not confirming, but many are stating this, because when the shot happened, it looked like it could be a ricochet or something. But when he turned sideways, it was hard to tell, because is it plausible? Well, in this one right here, I could say that I can't see him actually having it on. There's a couple of them, and the reason why is because I can see his chest, like the definition of his chest muscle when he went there. Let's pull it up right quick. All right, let me slide this down all the way, video across. All right, so in this one, all right, I don't know if you'll be able to see it real good. In this one, his love handle, and even with a tactical level 2 or 3, which stops knives, maybe a 22, maybe a 380, which is like a short 9, right? He doesn't have it. And if it's a front inlay, you would see it when he's standing, when you see his chest, which got very well. So he doesn't have one on. But at the same time, the video, I'm not gonna put it up with and what I screenshot, it's blood. I didn't get a good one, so it's got a coming out. I look like alien jumping out his neck. The screenshot I took, like, I'm trying to see, and it does look like he made it hit something. He had on a chain. He has something around his neck. I don't know what it was. Could have hit that and popped up in his neck. Very possible. I think it would, heart shot or something like that. I would go for that too. You know what I mean? But if it were me, right? If I was that cynical. But it's very possible. You know what I mean, bro? I thought you say anything when I saw the shirt go up. Shalom, it's good to have you up in here, huh? Oh, yes, you turn notifications off? No, I didn't know. You go over, but I appreciate that. Unless I ends up completely, then hopefully the wolf starts another live. Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah. What? Let me see what he said. My apologies. Quick draw KTV. Which one? Yeah, I delete that. Thanks, Knucklehead TV. Appreciate that, beloved. Yeah, positively appreciate that. Purple haze. Yeah, I need some purple haze for real, man. Woo, 428. Anyway, yeah, that brick, absolutely. Even though I didn't like a lot of things he said, he had, you know, that's what First Amendment. The beautiful thing about the First Amendment, when you're a speaker, even TED Talks and everybody else, even in secret or closing, everybody has the right to say whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're aware that they made the world very emotional, detached from the source of the information in their souls. Everyone has one. All right? But the thing is, this is what we get. You know what I'm saying? That guy already. Man, we got the trolls. They can't slow down. Oh, don't worry. I don't call them trolls no more, man. It's good to have you in this here, honey. The Shrek did look weird off jump. Yeah. Yeah, but at 3006, is there a vest that stops that? Maybe. Oh yeah, 3006. No. Yeah. My creed more. Hey, listen. Ain't my level 4 right here ain't stopping that. Well, at a certain distance, maybe. The FBI stated that the suspect might be a professional hitman. Yeah. They actually did. And it's very possible. A lot of hitmen out here. A lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Asia, what's up, Mom? How you doing, huh? Yeah. If you want to come in and be retarded, yeah, you know, you just get removed saying that stuff. How you doing, Jesus King? What's going on? How about using the word Emmanuel? But I hear you. Michael, damn shame what happened to him. Yeah, man, it's fucked up, bro. Absolutely. It's fucking ridiculous. And then think about the students who've been involved in shootings and how it affects them walking 360. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did a whole 180 asking for the Epstein files in public. He did that, and he questioned Israel again. And he made a statement about something. I got a video. It's up here. I downloaded it. I haven't watched it. I just downloaded it. When he started mentioning things, I said, "Oh, let me download this," and I had to get off. So I had a phone call to take. I'm gonna look at that, and I might post that video. Mike Roach exploded how entire created. Yeah, it exploded it. Full Metal Jacket. You know, there's different rounds. I want to hold up some 5.56 and 223 ammo I have, and I have scored 223 ammo that's scored, like certain thing on the top. I have some with a metal projectile, defensive rounds, you know, all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of different 5.56 and 223 rounds. So yeah, absolutely, it blew it out. It exploded. I mean, I just want to see what the coroner says as far as it was there. Another in, and I thought it was in here, but it actually came out. And even though some of the graphs I study, like dealing with ordnance and firearms, like when we was playing the M4s and stuff like that for the pilots or going overseas and stuff like that. When you get to shooting those rounds and you mess with ballistic gel on the range, it's different. It's way different. No, I ain't asked you to turn off, fool. Yeah, I need that. But it feels good. God damn it. Sorry about that, guys. It's pretty interesting. I know maybe Grand Thumb, there's a lot of guys on YouTube who do the test after something happened. Maybe Herrera, who was running for Texas. Maybe, congressman, maybe one of them will do the ballistic shot on this, and maybe we can get better interpretation from those guys who do it professionally. I do lean on the guys who do things professionally, especially veterans and those who are in the gun community who actually proliferate in that fashion. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled, because this was so like John F. K. and Martin Luther. It was so, and this is one of the things they do. Shoot a child so the family will come out and then blow up the family. This is what they do. A woman to scream rape that never happened to her, and then she disappears. You know, my great grandma said they caught a few of them a few times, and a lot of people don't know that when these things were happening to our towns, they were using foreign military. A lot of people were fighting them back against them, and had to keep going for Peace Treaty because we weren't losing. Our people don't know that. And that's the reason why they move like idiots right now. And we had a lot of light-skinned brothers with us. who fought right beside us against these individuals. The reason why we was able to stave off the foreign military and, you know, conceptualize us. But racism became a thing. 1920s, 40s when they pushed it hard. And before that was not there. Segregation, all that goofy stuff that never existed. Some of our chiefs and our kings and queens, those who could have been that, which they eradicated from history, were vying for, and we still had those back then in the 1910s and 20s and 30s. We still had those. They was unrecognized because we're moving with this precedent bullcrap that was fairly new. They were pushing for segregation, so we had our people who were pushing for it too. They saw this encroachment, they saw land being stolen, they saw people marrying, people dying mysteriously, and the land being misappropriated by them, and then the bank system. It's so in 1930 something, and then it started really stealing our land. And because we were not fighting as much like we used to, a lot of those fighters were dying and gone. The history right with them, because the education system became something especially pushed in the 50s and 60s. So for those who know, I'm not being very accurate, but it's close to those times. And a lot of people don't know this. Why I used to get in trouble in school, get my ass whooped back in the 70s. Yeah, man, I used to say things like, what? In that damn closet, we hung our jackets and put our lunches. I get whopped up for like 5 minutes, y'all. Teachers whoop my ass, sometimes double team. I ain't lying. I'm telling y'all, they whoop my ass up in there. You don't say Wendy. You don't know. But it was like they were scared of some shit. I was like, what the fuck? You know? But that's excellent. I'm gonna look at that, bro. Bro. That's excellent. Absolutely. Yeah, you already know. What's sad is his kids will, that's the thing that fucks everything. All the guys we lost in these mindless wars, man. I met some kids, man, from the 20-year-old. They're in the military and they're so pissed off. They want to kill because they want to go and kill Arabs. It's real. And it wasn't the Arabs' fault. This stuff was made up from this. We shouldn't have been doing none of it. You know, it's pretty messed up. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna have that. And they were there. From what my understanding is, they were there. I didn't look it up, so I don't know if they were or weren't. He ain't the only one. Yeah, Jesus is king. He is not king. He's Lucifer. Read Revelations 22. Yeah, talk that talk. Yeah, that's true. But he's not my Lucifer. He's the fraud. Many names. People keep bowing down, eating flesh, and it's libel. Libel, Nimrod. There's a whole plethora of names, and you pervert in the world of reverse inversion. You reverse the knowledge of truth, make it the perversion, and take the perversion and make it the light. And Lucifer is not the bad guy. But yeah, morning star and son of the morning are two different things. Absolutely. Lucifer, morning star, you're worshiping the sun, not the sun. Exactly. Why do you think it's worshiping on Sundays? Exactly. Well, that's very true. That's the inversion. Absolutely. But I did a video where I actually mentioned, and I told y'all where to go. There's over how many names for this? And this they said we are legion, right? There's more than you can imagine, and they're physical. There's a lot of things y'all know nothing about. A lot of things. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right. Absolutely. Sunday and Monday. All of them allude to some jinni. We call it darkness. A lot of them. More than one, but there is the one. By all ancient stories, the one. But when you start getting to Mesopotamia, all the rewriting of narratives, it's something outside. Like I said, all the languages, everything that you believe, all it may be a lie. It may have been done a few times to see how weak you are, what you remember, what you recall. I mean, it's a lot of things. You know, that could be a whole podcast where people come on and talk and share what they've shot. You know, Bonacci talks about this. There is a plethora of information out there. Pennsylvania, the practices and worship became wicked, but the truth is the truth if you know how to understand it. But you know what? I always say get away from the titles and the names. know the message by how do they say it? By your acts and what do you really stand by and what do you stand for? You can't you can't be preaching Jesus, and I already told y'all the name Emmanuel should stand, but preach Jesus and think it's all right for somebody to put a cross, which is a talisman, put you 6 feet in the hole, which keeps you in the light, so you keep coming back, and people don't know about the crossroads, what it alludes to. That is the same as this, and it's a hard thing. And they play with it. They put it in front of your face. You think about Planet Apes. You're going to the point of the bodies and how they're disarray. And there's a lot of things. Charlie Kirk was so-called, was he a religious man? Was he, let's pull up what they're going to say if they're going to defile the man. Because Zionists do that. People love their lies more than they love the truth. You know what I mean? Sadly. Well, we know he was because he supported the Jews up to a period. He didn't like what was going on in the Philistines. He was very religious I think he was an evangelical Christian. But he says here, yes, Charlie Kirk was a religious man who identified as an evangelical Christian, and his faith became increasingly central to his political activism and advocacy. He founded TPUSA, Faith to promote a connection between Christian faith and conservative politics, influencing pastors and others to believe in an inextricable link between faith and God-given liberty. So he was more of the free-spirited, free-conscious, and as I said, most powerful speakers, a lot of them are very ignorant. Look at Umar Johnson. He's a powerful speaker. You can't deny it. You have a plethora of others. We can go all the way back to the TV show Roger's Neighborhood. Neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? A boy is a boy. A girl is a girl. And all these little songs. I know it's something hard because we always lead first with our emotions, and then we go to fact finding, and a lot of times we don't go back and clean it up. There's a lot of things, like my name, like Lucifer, it really is, comes from my great grandpa, Henry Lucifer Schaust, half German, a black German, a melanated German, and Orthodox. He was actually mixed, and he came back and married into the family. And that's how I got the name Lucifer. It comes from a royal righteous name. It has nothing to do with Satanism and all this. You want to get rid of, it's like my German name, my other German names. Kaiser, Klein, and Schaust. Kaiser, the Kleins, and the Schaust. Two of them being melanated and one being light-skinned. They say the victors rewrite the narrative. Sometimes right before it changes, or sometimes as it is changing. And it plays out in front of everybody. And one doesn't know the other because generational curses. The sleeping Buddha, you know what I mean? Like the Dalai Lama was a Negro. And they changed that. Now you see all these other things. It's something that has to happen. In order to have a new world order, you have to change the old order. And people don't get that. You know what I mean? Inside job all way. I kind of think that way. You know what I mean? And he wrote the mark that the Most High will use as the mark of death. Yes, I agree. Yes. Mars Day, Mercury Day, absolutely, and that's it. Absolutely. I have a booklet on that crazy stuff. I have a couple actually. And that's why I don't get into that stuff, but it is pretty, when you start looking at it, it's potent. Like I said, Bonacci, he be hitting it, you know what I mean? I agree how a shot and the dude gets away on foot on a college campus with cameras and cops everywhere. Everywhere. That's why they have a picture of the layout. Let me see if it's on here. Gotta use keywords. Okay, so pull up images. Holy shit. Wow. So now they're conveying Charlie Kirk shooting, map shows site view from nearby rooftop. So this is where they're alluding. He was shot from to there. All right. But when you look around the college, the cameras, you know the cameras are everywhere. All around. There's no way that individual just disappeared without being seen. So yeah, absolutely. Inside and why. What happened? What changed? What did he say? What was different? What happened that made them want to get rid of him? Or was it something else? Was it the push for something? Was he talking about things that he shouldn't have been talking about? There's so many things, you know what I mean? I appreciate the likes if you haven't subscribed, and those who subscribe, appreciate you. I really like going this way and talking about these things. It's not for me to resolution to find an answer, but it's to say, why does the world have to be so chaotic? And who would it be, right? I mean, we have this saying that I am big on, right? And I want to verbatim. I want to read it verbatim. They call themselves, Revelation chapter 3 verse 9. They call themselves Jews, but they are not real Jews. They lie. They look, I will make them come and kneel down in front of you. They will know that I have loved you from the beginning. See, who else would hate that of God in the synagogues after they go to school and study the Talmud, which has been hidden, and they have you believing they study the Torah. The fact that they call you Goy, but I read to you, out the Torah and the Bible, well, they're also Goy. People have a hard time knowing what Goy means because they like being handed a lot of stuff, but they don't want to learn. And it's mind-boggling that people will accept things and not see something for what it is. Now, I'm not no whistleblower and all the other goofy stuff. I'm not part of that dialectic. That benefits y'all, I guess. I'm just aware of some things are pretty freaking stupid, you know? And people have a choice, you know what I mean? So what's your idea, what's that, Pino, of life and death, if you believe that at all? I don't believe in anything, and there's no such thing as death. And life is what you make of it, if you hold on to some ideology of life. I don't think, whether I know or not is unimportant. I don't think any of this is real. I think that physically, by the view and perceptions of what's being done, because of the physical of energy, the slowing down of it, that some things are perceived in a certain way, but the other side, people don't see the. I shared a video with a baby who didn't want to be here, wanted to go back, who wanted to die again, and come back after all this was done. And people don't want to believe in any of that either. You don't want to know that truth. So I don't fancy none of that. What happens? I think that with the internet being a vessel and a tool that can be used for bad, and the good side of it is they have to speed things up because you can't hide everything no more. There are people out here who are highly intelligent and intellectual. They see things for what they are, and they are aware of things. Some people partake in things and they turn around and they tell before they get, unalived or whatever. Whatever's going to be, it's going to be. And it's based on you guys. You know what I'm saying? We were, what's that? We 89 times. Exactly. And then what? I don't know. It's up to each one of you guys. You know what I mean? It's up to you guys. Not to mention the date 911. Exactly. I know for a fact, this is my last time. You know for a fact too. Hey, what's going on, Shot City? What's happening? Appreciate that, Dev. Yeah, appreciate that. Yo, appreciate that. You want it. 2 types of Jews. Yeah, real ones and fake ones. Okay, yeah, fake ones and real ones. I've been here watching on the TV, now I'm on the phone. Action, wow. That's what's up. You started remembering, you don't say nothing to nobody. Absolutely. You don't say nothing to nobody. Yeah, we're done believing. It starts with knowing. So if what will be, then there is no free will, and it doesn't matter what you believe in, regardless. Actually, free will is a construct. Could you imagine being part of a collective where there's no unrighteous or righteous, but what it's supposed to be, which is, in our idea of existence, we seek better views and values, right? We seek morals, we seek the things that are righteous, right? We don't want the chaotic. We want to see ourselves flourish in our truth of existence. That has been hampered, and though seemingly removed, it still exists. But in order to control the narrative in this portrait, you have to keep people away from it. You see what I'm saying? How you do that? By any means. Only those who are warlike. And when the warriors truly wake up, the warlike has no chance. It's not about colors, it's different shades of wheat, unless you're albino or suffer from albinism. The thing is to get away from the lies and start being more indicative to the truth of existence. And it has nothing to do with what we think. It's beyond the scope in this physical realm where it's all about lies and chaos. When you can detract and be part of a different consortium, a collective, you don't have to give into emotions and all these feelings unless it's good. You don't have to allow it, depending on what people interpret as good. Remember, bad is bad, but bad isn't good, as in good. There's many different interpretations, We've got to allow ourselves to put away all the strain, the stress, and the chaos. And once you do that, then you start removing the fear. It's no longer about fear. When you remove the fear, you stop being complacent. Like me, a lot of things I don't even like talking about. There's a lot of things I haven't mentioned. I'm not going to ever mention because it upsets people's vibes. You know what I mean? And I'm not here to do all that. Are you familiar with the E Well, you tell me, you must have been watching me read, of course. I've read this book about 100 times. Yes, absolutely. He talks about the stuff, basically going within and leaving the world behind, and not making more something out of nothing. Absolutely, But that also ties into religion. Religion is a creation. That's a new creation. That's control. Religion is based upon the dichotomy of control. Religion is not a real thing. You start getting into Stoicism, and you start getting into sociology and psychology, and you start getting into all those things, and then you start getting into individuals like this. And theosophy and theosophically and all those other things. You start to realize that these are creations for another ornament of life. It has nothing to do with truth, but everything that's away from it to create your own dimensional idea based on your idealization of thought, to conceptualize a source of power when power is not real. Only one who would ever look for power would be Satan, Libel, Nimrod. They're all about power, about taking and not giving. Torah makes a lot of comparisons to the Bible. And, oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, all through that. Absolutely. Religion is man-made. And it keeps people in a chasm of separation, division, however you want to look at it, and caste systems that should not exist because our way of life became religion. The very first Bible was in the 1776. That idiot Jew up in New York who has that upstate, he has the original one based on his family. And he's proving that it's been manipulated. Was our way of life that was first in Algonquin. And it took many of our people over there to decipher it. When they realized what was happening, they stopped and they started killing them. It's truth. So they messed it up. And they brought it back, and under war and everything else, the misdirection started. But a lot of truth is in it. The thing is, most people don't know, what would they say, discernment. They're not clear because we want to find something that fits our vernacular when we don't know shit. How can we find something that fits our vernacular when we don't know nothing? That's why it's important to study and be a collective, many minds together. That's why they wanted to keep us broken up and separated. How do they do that? Well, you got to have tokens. You have to have a royalty. I told you when the Cabbage Patch Kids and the incubator babies, they had the Negroes. They had to hide them because they would be the later Obamas and everything else, the Cory Bookers and all of them. The black royalty, not nobility. Man, there's a lot of stuff. I'm not saying it's all right. This is just pinching at the subject. This little pieces of bread for the pigeons. You get what I'm saying? Esoteric, you might know thyself, know your real history. It's important to know real history. Absolutely. When you know real history and you accept things not based on skin color or hair texture, then you can start vying and viewing things that are totally different from everything that has been conceptualized based on belief, which is the lack of knowledge or knowing. These things are so beneficial. Again, y'all, I know some of y'all gonna watch it now and you're gonna be like, yo, Red, guess what I saw? Please inform me, because I might look at it 1 or 2 more times. It's a very terrible, gruesome sight, especially when you've had blood in your hands, on your shirt and shoes and everything, and attempting to save someone's life to make stabbed or shot. It's I don't need to see it over and over again. It doesn't. It's not shock therapy to me. It's like it's boring. It is. I have the video where they blew up the babies, and they're walking through the halls, and I guess they're counting, and the babies are torn up. No true Jew would do that. So you get it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I appreciate it. Do you have videos talking in depth about this stuff? Just came across you today. Yeah, actually, there's some that'll shock you, or some might upset you. Go back, have a clear head, clear heart. Many people are commenting on it, and check it out. I like to work with everybody because y'all help me with a lot of stuff. I study people. Y'all inform me to a lot of things. I told you, most of my information is from you guys. The other stuff that consider otherworldly, I have a story to tell. All right, the things that have happened in my existence, I've shared. And there are people who know other things and they're like, how come you didn't share that story? They're not ready for that. Yo, and they be like, yo, I remember that day. I'm like, calm down, bro. You're about 60, relax. Y'all have no idea of some of the things that go on in this world. You haven't, I guess, been entitled to see some of these things. But even the enemy might want to hear the story. I have no enemies, but you know the world you live in. This one, all right? No coincidences, Bento Salute. Yeah, I know what you mean deep down. Just rarely come across people talking about it in this way. Yeah, I hear you. We have a lot of individuals who are well knowledge in the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, many different versions. I got a couple of friends who are Hindus. They could probably watch. They don't know how to say nothing, but they might articulate on something, and they're very knowledgeable in this stuff, Buddhism and all that. I know quite a few people who are really, really good because they hit me with my Gmail. I was watching a video and I wanted to share this. I'm like, I sent back, I appreciate that. I didn't know it, you know. I know I use what's called shock therapy, but it's not always the answer for everything. That's why I had to change it up a little bit. I love making content. It's actually fun. In the beginning, I didn't like talking. But there's so much information and there's so many things happening. And it's pretty cool. Sociology major. So I know I sound a little retarded at times. But I really, really enjoy the information. Y'all have so much information. It's like, whoa, like I can read all day. I can sit up here and I can go pull out some more books. I can sit up here with all these, just having my moment when nothing's really going on and read, and then convey it, hopefully conveniently so, in a way that might be a memorial or rememberable. Memorial or in remembrance of something, and meaning for the long run. I don't see tomorrow, but for the long run, whatever, it may be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? So, and you guys help me with that. The people I've come across talking about this seem like they're doing it for their own ego. Yeah, and aren't coming from a place of objectiveness and truth. So it's hard to discern. Absolutely. And that's why I enjoy everybody sharing their points of view, what they see. I don't find it lackadaisy, especially when it's intelligent, it's intellectual, it's something that is rewarding. You know what I mean? Because even the worst thing, as opulent as it may sound, it could be rewarding and to somebody else. Somebody might know something. We have guys like Tom and DJ who were very big on Scottish and Irish, like the language and everything else that prolificates beautiful things. What's that? Is it? I remember the following channel subscribe first. 432 to drop. Radio. Kira Meal. Aha. I was going to say that near the end. Yes. Power UBT. Yeah. Natural by law. These are most. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm the one that bears off because I in my facility of thought, I want you guys to get deeper in yourselves. I want to see you ascend. And that's only one word. Ascend. It's connecting, but ascension is important. It's paramount. And the God of your Bible tells you that you're a God in lieu of his creation, and that you're capable of more things that you can imagine than you can imagine. Grain of a mustard seed, right? Walk on what? This a plethora of things that people aren't able to because of minerals, adrenochrome disruptors, and all those things. Why would they have to create these? Hardening of your arteries and the hardening of the heart. Most men, 70%. Why? Who want to do that? What would be the purpose? Those people who would miseducate you, de-align you from your truth, and put you in a corner to keep you a subject of a physical life that doesn't really exist. So when you start reading Leviticus and you start getting into Corinthians, you start realizing that by paying attention to these little simple words, that you are more than this physical apparition. They keep you from regenerating. Yet people get limbs cut off and they got to go back and get them shaved every once in a while because their limbs are attempting to grow back. There's a lot of things going on. Inversion, bafflement. Boy want to be a girl, girl want to be a boy, and it's okay because the pain threshold has been broken, and this thing that they think is pleasure, which is far from soul robbing or soul stealing. When we start talking about the vampires and all that stuff, the sirens, and you start having a clear understanding of what it is that is misdirection. It keeps you capitulating in the same veneration of worthless thoughts and speakeasies that aren't easy, they're storing things around that never allows you to escape. Escape what? This malarkey. I like to think I was close to ascending, but once the truth revealed itself, it was overwhelming how deep this war goes. A war you really don't have to fight. But if you're going to fight it, you must put on all the armor of your person. That's the armor of God. And what is the armor of God? I looked for God everywhere. I couldn't find him. And I looked in the mirror and it says, well, there he goes. This thing is not as deep people think. Because if they don't want you to know God, that means they don't want you to know yourself. For he breathed this life regardless of the term, which I broke down. If you look outside yourself, you'll never know the truth inside. And when you start looking inside yourself, you get comfortable because you've been comfortable in your complacency of living outside yourself. You said Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is big on the eternal existence of your truth. And if you're not meditating, breathing appropriately, resetting yourself, fasting, your birth date, taking that time for 3 to 4 days to reset, no eating, no nothing, you're never going to find out the truth because all the poisonous chemicals are going to keep you docile, dead, by definition, excuse the word. A lot of you are getting it, I'm healthy, while I am complete. Absolutely, Dev. Whole, there you go. Absolutely. And everyone's close, but so far away. I might set a podcast where we could talk religions and without bashing and all the foolishness. We don't have, and I like the fact that y'all are being responsibly respectful. That is what we need more than anything. You're always going to have the crazies or whatever you want to call it, the individuals who are staunch in their stand. And the worst part of it is they're staunch in their stand and they have no knowledge. They lack knowledge of self and of truth. And we don't throw it in people's faces and all that. I know I did it for shock therapy, to get people to come over who want to argue, and we just got a bunch of people that might have had an idea, and so it's the last thing they did, you know. But there's so much more. You got to walk in the narrow path. Get off the wide one. The obstacles and everything like that, the potholes, they're easy ascendable. They're easy to avoid. But when you focus on it, words are power. Well, the tongue, the breath is life. And we speak or negate negative things, we speak death. We speak no truth to the living. You know what I mean? I have been doing this for a long time. And quiet, while listening to certain things. But there's so much. And I want to say a little time, but I don't understand, nor do I accept time. Not at all. Especially when you're on a roundabout and you're just on a cycle like this. When you're supposed to be like this. Infinite. Our people are here. Are looping. This is not infinite. This is looping. It's a circle journey. This, when we're dealing with tethers of time off of the main road. Infinite. This is where your thoughts should be. There's no up, down. There's no bad, wrong. This infinite. You said we won't have to fight, but isn't it? No. I said you don't have to fight. And that's a whole different dynamic. Just like I don't have to say nothing. Yet there are those who are going to have to fight. This is no way around it. And there's a reason why they want you to be unarmed. They don't want you to get trained. They don't want you to have things. They want you to have nothing and be happy. And it's not a happy you think. They want you to be like North Korea. And everybody wants to get out of there. I mean, the whole earth is an experiment. Zionism is control everywhere. Every leader is a Zionist. Every leader is a Zionist. What a way to pervert a beautiful word, Zion. I think some of you are starting to get it. You know? Just like that, eternally bonded. We are eternally bonded. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate all the commentary and I respect everybody's thoughts and opinions. They're magnificent. I hope you guys come back with something. I'm going to do a video a little later and I want to discuss this a little further without getting all quasi and that, you know. But I really respect y'all. And if you want to see what a true Jew looks like, Nitzia, Shach, they're here. They're here by the term and definition. All right? And you got to remember who created the terms patriot and matriot. That ain't real. We didn't create that bullshit. We never needed it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my phone right here, hon. I'll check right here. I appreciate that donation too. I think I told you. I appreciate that. Well needed. But I got my tablet. Sienna, Thomas, Devin, excuse me, Carrie, Devin. Like I said, you know, the small things go a long way. Watson, appreciate you, beloved. I think I got you. Thomas, Nitzia, appreciate you guys. You know, young Cherokee, appreciate you always, beloved. And this stuff helps, especially what we're dealing with right now. But yeah, appreciate it. It helps. You know what I'm saying? There's a Cashapp for those who would like to donate, but you know, it's all right if you don't. But like I said, I'm gonna come back later. I want to talk about it a little more. But I'm gonna check my regular phones. I'm gonna check the phone when I get off. All right, sis. This thing right here, I gotta, because I got the thing. I put that thing back up, and that thing sticks like Gorilla Glue. That thing really does. That's a hard thing. I had to use a spatula to get it off. Like, what the frick? But I appreciate you guys. I really do. And then right now, with me and T, we can use all the help we can get. You know. Oh, the interview went well. I shared with an individual, and I says, you know, the VA tells you to always say, let them know you're disabled, you're service connected, it doesn't stop you from getting a job, and the work there I can do. It's easy work, but yeah. So I'm just waiting for the call back, and he had to go back and look at my app and at my application and everything, you know. Well, I was talking about, I put in an application, passed it a little screening thing, and I went and had my interview yesterday. So I'm just waiting for them to let me know what's going on. Tomorrow I got to go get a U-Haul. Storage, I want to put everything in storage. I really want to keep it where me and T, we can get to it. Yeah, that's all. But I appreciate you guys, all right? So I got to go get something to snack on. I wanted to go to this one with him, but I'm cool right here. I got to do a couple other things, and mine doesn't. Then again, we're in a different state. Oh yeah, very much so. I'm over here in Arizona. But I'm gonna see you guys here in a couple hours, all right? And research that stuff the best as you can for those who don't have a weak stomach, and then let me know what you see, all right? And share it back on this video until I come on live, or share it when I come on. The information by word, and I appreciate you guys, all right? And see you guys a little later. Thank you so much. This is a good one. I enjoyed this one.